Hey everyone, it's Billy. How's everyone doing today? So it is Tuesday, and Tuesday, of course, means it's WWE vlog time. We talk about Raw, we talk about wrestling this past week. And first of all, I want to start off this video kind of, well, not apologizing, but kind of going back a little bit to what I said last week about the crowd. First of all, I want to say the Brooklyn crowd, awesome crowd. It was a great crowd. And overall, I think this Raw was actually a really good Raw. I don't know what other people are saying about it yet, but I thought, personally, it was a good Raw. I do have a few complaints, but the first thing I wanted to talk about, just to kind of go back to my video last week, is the crowd. So, I got a little upset because you guys were chanting boring in that final match, and yeah, it was boring. But at the same time, I mentioned that because you were chanting boring while Dean Ambrose was in there, you were making Dean Ambrose look bad. Well, you kind of did it again a little bit. Not as bad as you did last week, but you kind of did it again. You have, so as far as I know, me thinking, everyone loves Sami Zayn. I that's what I thought, I'm not a huge Sami Zayn fan. I think he's okay, but I'm not going to, jump on the Sami Zayn bandwagon and, all that. But, he's just not my kind of wrestler. But I think he's okay. I think he's good. But I know how much, a lot of the online people love the guy. And, he's having a match. And, for a while you were doing your ole, 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 which is his thing, which was just cool. You did that. But then you started, then you started chanting then anytime he wasn't in the ring, you started chanting for everything else under the sun. And, that's not good because, see, you basically didn't. I don't know, man. You guys, let's talk about a few wrestlers here recently that's kind of gotten over. Let's talk about Daniel Bryan. The reason why Daniel Bryan got over wasn't because you were chanting boring during his matches. It is because you were out there, you were cheering, you were yelling Daniel Bryan's name. Even when he was fighting some of the worst wrestlers in the world, you were still chanting for Daniel Bryan, and that's why he got over. Let's take Cesaro. He started getting a little bit of a push because you guys wouldn't shut up about Cesaro, and you kept chanting his name. Sasha Banks, when she was in a tag match, even when she wasn't even being utilized in the tag match, she was sitting on the apron, and she's a heel. You guys kept chanting, "We want Sasha, we want Sasha, we want Sasha," and she got over, and that's why she's in a big spot at WrestleMania. So now you have Sami Zayn, which is somebody that I know a lot of wrestling fans have been wanting to see get on the main roster, who's been, they've been dying at the bit to get Sami Zayn on the roster, and he gets out there and you chant ole, 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 which is good, but then when he's sitting on the apron, you guys are out chanting for Byron Saxton. Please, never chant for Byron Saxton again. Please. Nobody wants to see Byron Saxton in the ring. Nobody wants to see him on commentary. I don't mean to be mean to Byron Saxton, but I'm just not a fan of his commentary work. But please don't ever chant Byron Saxton's name again. Never do that again, ever. You don't want to see Byron Saxton get a push, do you? You don't want to see him come up on the roster and start wrestling everybody, do you? I mean, I don't know what kind of wrestler he was. Apparently, he was a wrestler before he started the commentary thing, so, I mean, he might be good. I don't know, but I don't think that was your intention, was it? You don't want to get Byron Saxton over, do you? So I'm just saying, you gotta be more careful what you chant, people. That's really my biggest gripe with the wrestling fans is online I hear all this stuff about, oh, this wrestler should get over, this wrestler should get over, but then you're like, oh, why is Sami Zayn on the bottom of the card? Well, probably because you were chanting for Byron Saxton on the commentary table. That's why he's on the bottom of the card. They think Byron Saxton's a great announcer. Now he's announcing everything, but you guys are wondering why Sami Zayn's on the bottom of the card because you guys didn't cheer for him when he was out there. But I will concede it was a pretty boring match. It was not. And you think with those 6 wrestlers, especially with Kevin Owens out there, Dolph Ziggler, who a lot of people I thought liked. And lately, Dolph Ziggler has been there's been a huge backlash against Dolph Ziggler, which I don't know what he did wrong, but he, I always thought he was okay. I think Sami Zayn's okay. if you guys want to get the Sami Zayn over, don't be chanting for Byron Saxton. That's all I'm saying. I mean, you could have just, while he was sitting on the apron, chant, "We want Sammy, we want Sammy," and that would have, been a lot better alternative than chanting for, whatever it was you guys were chanting for half that match. So, just saying. But overall, Brooklyn crowd, great crowd. I have no real issues with the crowd. It was just that one match that just kind of scratches my head, and I go, okay, you guys kind of... Oh, and Kevin Owens. Everyone loves Kevin Owens. You guys are burying Kevin Owens now, too. So if you wonder why Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens ain't having that one-on-one main event for the world title years from now, look back at this match, and you'll see why. Because you guys kind of hurt them chanting the things you were chanting. But... anyways, so Raw, again, I thought was a pretty good show. I liked the bit with Brock Lesnar and Dean Ambrose doing his little shopping underneath the thing. I thought that was hilarious. I thought I'll get to the confrontation at the very beginning, because that's really what I'm going to talk about in this video once I get just through this basic stuff here. But and this video is kind of going long, so I gotta kind of hurry up here. So yeah, the thing with Dean Ambrose was pretty cool. The thing with I thought it was funny anyways. I thought the I'm trying to think what else happened on the show. The whole authority thing with Triple H and stuff like that was Triple H, and I just thought the whole brawl at the end was kind of boring, but whatever. It was building up to WrestleMania, so I thought it was okay. It's been a night, so I didn't watch it right before coming out here, so I'm trying to remember. The Diva stuff was okay. The Diva thing, you guys were kind of hard on the Divas again, but that's to be expected. I don't expect much better from you guys out of that. But I thought, the stuff with the Becky Lynch and them were pretty good. But anyways, I guess the one thing I really want to talk about and focus on in this video is the whole thing. Again, I'm going back to Undertaker, and probably all the way until the end of WrestleMania, until we no longer see Undertaker again. I'll probably be talking a lot about that, because that's, to me as a fan, that's kind of where my head's at, is this whole Undertaker thing. And each time we do this Undertaker storyline, and each week I keep thinking, okay, they're going to do something cool that's going to make this better, but then it just makes me not get that excited about the match, because I hate the way Undertaker's selling for Shane McMahon, because it's like, okay, this is the same Undertaker that's fought Big Show. This is the same Undertaker that's fought, all these big guys, Triple H, Shawn Michaels. This is the guy who ended Shawn Michaels' career, technically twice. Even though the first time was inadvertent, but the second time was on purpose. He ended Shawn Michaels' career. Shawn Michaels, the greatest in-ring performer of all time, okay? And that's not my words. That's everybody else's words, okay? This is the guy who pretty much was, unstoppable for 21 years at WrestleMania. Undefeated. And now Shane hits him a couple times, and Undertaker's like, oh, I'm getting beat up. Oh, no. And they had a pretty good little back and forth at the beginning, but I don't know, man. The Shane's punches and Undertaker having to sell for those punches, and then the whole thing where Shane comes off the top rope, destroys the announce table, which was kind of cool, but I don't know, man. It's just it's like this whole thing is just building up to Shane's gonna whoop the Undertaker's butt at WrestleMania. It's like, I don't want to see that. I don't really want to see this match. 10 years ago when Shane McMahon was more on the roster, and I knew there was more time with the Undertaker. They did this great thing with Shane McMahon where he fought Big Show, and then he fought Kane, and he fought all these big wrestlers, and he somehow came on top, right? Or maybe he didn't. It's been a long time ago. I don't remember if he won or lost the matches, but I remember he used to do these great big dives on these big guys, and it was kind of cool. But I always thought at that point is when he should have fought The Undertaker. And kind of like with Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio was known for beating really big guys and having all these great matches with these bigger wrestlers and somehow overcoming the end. But then when he got to Undertaker, it became a different story, because even though you look at it, this is like a David versus Goliath match, it really wasn't. Because even though Undertaker would be Goliath, Undertaker is beyond Goliath. Like, he is, like, Big Show's Goliath. Undertaker is a demon. He's not, he's not mortal. That's always been my thought process in kind of like the big guy versus little guy match. Big Show, you can consider him Goliath, but when you go to the Undertaker's nothing like Goliath. He is death itself. So you don't put Undertaker in the same category as all these other big men. He's the Undertaker. He is supernatural. And I'm just going based off of my logic and what, the WWE's presented to me so far. I mean, I know the Undertaker's a mortal man. I get it. But, storyline-wise, he is like the devil or a demon or death, or he's something supernatural. So, that would have been a good time to do the whole Shane McMahon Undertaker thing, is when Shane was going through all these big guys, have him fight the Undertaker and then have him get stopped. The Undertaker's the one guy he can't beat. Like, he can beat Kane, he can beat Big Show, but when he gets to Undertaker, it's a different story, because Undertaker's Undertaker. You just can't stop him. That would have been a good storyline. But this storyline with Vince McMahon and the company's on the line and Undertaker's on the line. Yeah, he's on the line. He's literally on the line in this match. And you got to ask me, you ask me as a fan, okay, yes, I'd like to see change. I'd like to see Shane McMahon stay around and run the company. But you're asking me as a fan to get this thing that I want, I had to trade something that I don't want, and that's to lose the Undertaker. And I'm sorry, people. I know Undertaker's getting up there. I know Undertaker's probably only got a couple years left, if he even has a couple years left. But I always want that door to be open so that if he wants to come back, he can come back. I'm not willing to give up the Undertaker for Shane McMahon. I mean, anything else, WWE could ask me for it, and I'd be happy. You're going to take this away so I can have this? That's great. But you try to take my Undertaker away. It's just, as a fan, that's just not going to work. So I don't like this storyline with The Undertaker and Shane McMahon at all. I'm not looking forward to this at WrestleMania. I'm going to watch WrestleMania. I'm going to do everything I can to see WrestleMania, but I'm not thrilled with this storyline. This storyline is it's terrible. It's a terrible storyline, because it wouldn't even be that bad if Shane McMahon, I know they want to make Shane McMahon, the only thing that pays off is Undertaker wins at this point, because Shane McMahon has been getting too much on the Undertaker. He's not even acting like he's afraid of the Undertaker. I mean, think of all the people who throughout the years kind of like gulped when they were facing the Undertaker. Shane McMahon's like, oh, it's Undertaker rise. Oh, well, I'm big tough Shane McMahon. It annoys me. This is a terrible, terrible feud. And this might be the Undertaker's last feud, really? No. This can't be the Undertaker's last match. No. No. Undertaker, he's going to go out against Cena. I'd rather him go out against Kevin Owens. I'd rather him go out against Zack Ryder. That's how bad this is becoming. And honestly, don't even do that Zack Ryder thing I mentioned. That'd be terrible. But I'd rather him go out against another wrestler. I think John Cena would be his perfect opponent. If not John Cena, Roman Reigns, because that's your next big guy. Let Roman Reigns be the guy who ends the Undertaker, but that would suck too, because I'm not a big Roman Reigns fan. But at the same time, that would give him a little prestige. At least when Undertaker lost to Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, Brock Lesnar was legitimate. So I hated it, but I can understand it. If Undertaker loses this match at WrestleMania, it's just going to tick me off. Just letting you know. All right, well, that's all I had to say. This has kind of been a long video, so I don't want to go on anymore. But that's really my whole thing about this whole feud with The Undertaker. It's making me, as a fan who's followed wrestling for over 30 years or so, this feud annoys me. All right, bye.